Struggling with prop firms? Let's go. Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to be going over the break and retest strategy using gold, as I like to do. Is one of the pairs that I trade. I recently passed a phase 1 challenge within 2 days, within a few trades, and it'll be one of my last previous videos, so you can definitely go check that out. The break or retest is by far the most simple and probably the most easiest strategy you're ever going to trade, right? Let's go for some of the examples now. One cheat code you can use, and it's so simple that basically a 5-year-old can do it, literally, right? When you come over to a chart, right, look at this. All you got to ask yourself is, which direction is the market going? That's it. Which direction is the river flowing, right? So in this case over here, right, for a while we were bearish. So what do you think I want to do? Obviously we start turning a little bit bullish here, right? That's why we start focusing on buys. But when it's bearish, we start focusing only on, you should be focusing only on sells. Now when the market's basically going sideways, you know what you do? You just leave it. You ignore it. Now obviously there are ways you can capitalize on this, Now this is something I only show in my mentorship group, the way I take my entries, the way I draw my zones. And speaking of that, some of the winning trades today that was posted by some of the students, as you can check here. Another student just recently passed phase 1, so huge props. But you can obviously link will be in the video description if anyone is interested in joining the mentorship community, and also the world's most affordable course by far. About 8 detailed videos in this, about only 99 pounds, right? And like I mentioned, I will be uploading more videos, so still in the works, but we've got up to 8 videos in so far, on long videos as well, nothing like short. So I like to always try to provide more than obviously, because I never want to make a course, but the only reason I made is because obviously huge demand from these countries here, who can't afford the mentorship. So I thought, I'll make the course, and in the future I'm going to be posting more videos, and whenever I do, even if this gets to about 100 videos, this price will not change. That's going to be, I'm just going to keep it the same. So yeah, you want to get it. If you don't want to get it, that's totally fine as well, So let's get back to the video. So we've got these levels over here. So let's start with, mark out the zones. Let's start with this entry over here. So let's go through the reason for the entry. So you can see price is obviously, basically just going in zigzags sideways, but we've got this huge double bottom pattern over here. What do I mean by that? This pattern over here indicating there could be a possible reversal, right? But look at the size of the double bottom here, and that's where we get a push down here, push to the upside. We get in these zones over here. Now obviously if you notice the way I draw the zones on my YouTube channel, huge misconception. The way I draw my zones over here is not the way my students or myself draw the zones, right? The way we draw the zones and the way I teach is they're going to be pinpoint accurate. This is why I'm able to hit those 1 to 10s, 1 to 9s, 1 to 8s, whatever you want to call it, right? Because my zones are so precise, so exact, where price will respect it. Don't get me wrong, it's possible still to lose a trade, but that's part of the game. It's the name of the game, right? You're giving a little bit of money to make bigger returns. That's all there is. There's always the mindset, you want a 99% win rate strategy. There's no such thing. There's no such thing as a holy grail. In trading, your holy grail, your edge, in a sense, is going to be your risk to reward, right? If you got a decent win rate, that's great. But you can even have a 10% win rate, but if your risk reward is like 1 to 10, you're still going to be making money at the end of the day. I managed to keep like between 40 to 60% win rate with a 1 to 5, 1 to 7 risk to reward, and if you do the maths, it's insane. So let's just go back to this. Okay, so we'll start with I want to start with this one. Because it's going to be much more easier for me to explain to you guys, especially if you're a beginner watching this video. So you can see this bullish push to the upside, but look at the volume, right? This is when you become a little bit more experienced here. That's why I don't want to go over this one, because we don't really have a lot of volume. Volume does start to die down a little, but with this one is a better example. We got more volume on this side here, right? So let's go to a smaller time frame. We can see, buyers, establishing themselves, creating support levels. Now where to take the entry from. Look at this candle over here. This one, let's change the color of this. What should we color it? Green. We'll call it green for entry. Long wick rejection, not the best, but still, it's a strong bullish candle. Look at this candlestick pattern over here, morning star. And obviously when you have this kind of a, now price is going to do either two things. Either it's going to shoot straight from here after it gives you a candlestick pattern, or it's going to retrace a little. Now if you're very conservative, very patient, you can wait for price to retrace. Now from my experience over the years, price tends to retrace between 30 to 50%. In this case, it's retraced all the way of this candle. But you can take your entry here, stops below here. Now I want to make something very clear. Like I mentioned, my entries and the way I draw my zones is totally different from the YouTube videos, because I always get messages, especially when someone joins the mentorship, or and especially when they open the course, to be surprised the entry is different. My entry method is back tested, and obviously this method is what I used to trade before. There isn't a certain level of edge with this method as well if you try this strategy, this version of the break and retest. But the break and retest version that I trade and my students, the edge is much bigger, better. So, and obviously the bigger the edge, the less stress on your mind. So, entry below here, and you can still now walk with a nice little, almost 1 to 4, call it 3.5. And see, this is one again, this is why I don't use these zones here, right? Because if you're one of my students watching this video, right, you'll already know that 3.5 for us is very small. But anyways, let the price keep going. Let's go to the next one. But still, it's a break and retest. This method works. I want to make that very clear. It's not like it does not. The reason I showed this on my YouTube channel for free and everything, basically, because people sell this as a course. This should be general public information. I just showed this, right? So now let's go back to the bigger time frame. You see, still we're bullish. What should we be focusing on? Only on buys. We got the volume there as well, clear indication. Let's go to a small time frame. Super strong bullish candle here. Let's go on a small time frame to refine this. Capitalize on. Okay, look at this super strong bullish candle. This itself is breakout. It's a breakout, right? This candle here is forming a resistance. Now we've got some level of support formed after a resistance. Support has solidified. Now we're not getting any candles breaking below these wicks here. Oh, let me just put this, minimize it. Okay, yeah, here none of the candles are breaking below this, the candle bodies I'm speaking about. And then obviously you want a entry now, right? Now you can go on a small time frame, 5 minute, 10 minute, totally your choice completely. But between here, now I remember my last video, you want to stick to one candlestick entry form pattern, or a 2-3 candlestick pattern. Here, a long wick bullish rejection. You can enter off this candle and then put your stops below here. You can enter, let me see if there's anything else that is nope, nothing that I like here. Let's go on a 10 minute, or 10 minute showing again, sorry. Nothing. Yeah, it's the, I mean, so far of all these candlesticks, the best one is going to be this one. Even this is not the absolute best one, because I don't like that little wick at the top. But still, this wick is a way bigger than the body. In this kind of situation, this we're going to have to deal with. That is totally fine. Remember, you're putting good money behind good risk. If you put this, like, oh yeah, you don't know why you're entering, or you think, yeah, maybe price is going to go in that direction and you lose the trade, you have no reason to complain. Look at this. This itself is a 1 to almost 1 to 9. How crazy is that? Is it 1 to 10? Okay, but that's if you somehow able to see the future, you call this move 1 to 10. That's phase 1 past FTMO. 8%. That's normally the industry standard passing phase 1s, and 5% super easy, right? That's phase 2 done. And yeah. Now let's see if we can grab some examples. Look at this one over here, right? Look at this bearish example over here. So look at this beautiful amount of volume. That when it's things like this and things like this for bullish, I just absolutely just kill the markets. and I'm not even being, you know, when I'm showing passing profit from challenges, you can see some of the challenges that I passed, and there's videos you can check them out. 200k accounts, 50k accounts, 10k accounts recently. If you've been watching my channel for a while, recently, like for the last few, say for the last month or two, I've just been showing passing again and again and again 10k accounts. Why? And passing them comfortably as well. Is the whole idea is, you know, start small. Start small. Don't buy these 100k accounts, 200k accounts when you don't even know how to trade. How silly is that? It's like, and how do you know if you know how to trade or not? Well, obviously, to a beginner might say, well, yeah, I don't know how to trade. You might look at the markets and your mind might go blank. Ask yourself, if I had to ask, like, I'll just ask you straight, you know, what is your edge? If you can't put in a simple sentence what your edge is, in my eyes, you don't know what you're doing. You don't know what you trade. So market was very bearish. So what do you think you should be focusing on? Buys or sells? Sells, right? Which direction is the river flowing? It's like, let me just color this red. Imagine a river that's flowing downwards, like a waterfall. Let's just say a waterfall for this example, right? Not, and you try to swim up the waterfall. Obviously, I know gravity will be against you. Well, let's just say a river's going, you know, strong current, you know, heading towards south, and you're trying to swim up north. Who's going to win that, right? You have to be a extremely strong swimmer, and still you might just drown. You know, but imagine you're swimming with the current. And that's when I've seen my risk rewards be much bigger, and that's when I've seen, you know, trades hitting TPs super quick, or like really fast, because I'm just swimming with the current. So yeah, I hope you found value from this. By the way, link will be in the video description. Message me one-to-one, even if you just want to say hi. Link will be in the video description. Check it out. Join the Discord community. We're about 1,300 members. I hope you found value from this video. Take care. I'm out.